joining us. We're delighted to say that there's literally over 100 of you out there, so that's excellent news for us. It just shows exactly how far Leggett Immobilier reach when they put an advert out. So thank you all so much for joining us. Before I introduce the panelists this evening, I'll introduce myself. I'm Lorraine. I head up the recruitment department with Leggett Immobilier International. And this evening we have a surprise guest. We actually have the president and founder of Leggett Immobilier, who has joined us this morning to do an introductory welcome to you all. So I'm going to hand over quickly to Trevor Leggett and allow him to start this webinar.
Hi everybody, just give you a bit of background. We are broadcasting here, most of us from the Dordogne, some of us from other parts of the country. Where we started the business back in 1997. We were a small office in a small village in a part of the French countryside. Today we cover probably half of France, and we're looking to cover the other half of France. We are the leader in the second home market in France. In some parts of the country we are #1 in the Dordogne, notably, with around 9% of the market, but we still have room for growth. We're also doing extremely well in most of the southwest of France, but we're looking for people to join us, pro agents, people who want to get up and get on with it, you know, hardworking people. We've got a pretty good package to offer. We've got a lot of experience. We've been around now for getting on for 30 years, so we have a very good reputation that we've really tried hard to keep. I think most of our clients are more than happy with the service they receive. More importantly, the agents love working for us, some of which have been with us for as long. Many of our agents are here today. You know, Jenny, Angela, Heather have been with me now for what, 20 odd years. We've built the business together. It's very much a family business. It's still a family business. And we're not only colleagues, we're also friends. So we'd like to welcome any of you who have got the right credentials for us. And if you've got any questions, then we'll be pleased to hear them. I'm going to try and answer them for you. Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Trevor, and thank you for taking the time out to join us. As Trevor said, you will be able to ask questions. Now, a lot of you have already put questions through to us, so I'm going to come to that at the end of this webinar. But in the meantime, you will see that you do have a panel there that you can ask questions. So please do, and we will register those. And if they're not answered during the webinar, we will come back to you. We've got your email address, so the recruitment team will come back to you and answer those questions, so don't worry. But hopefully a lot of what you want to know will be answered today or this evening throughout the webinar. So Joanna Leggett needs no introduction, so I'm going to bypass Jo Leggett for the moment, as Jo and I will be opening the webinar in just a moment. But just to change the format, if you have been to a recruitment webinar for Leggett before, we changed it slightly, and this time I've invited our 5 regional coordinators, who you can see in front of you, and they are panelists, and later on they are going to be talking to you. So can I just introduce them individually to you? If I can start with you, Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather Thompson. I'm the regional manager for the Auvergne-Rhône Alps and Haute Alps, and I'll tell you a little bit more about myself when Lorraine brings me back in later.
Excellent. Juliette?
Hi, I'm Juliette Bailey. I'm regional manager for the northwest of France, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about that very special area later on.
Thank you. Jenny?
Hi, I'm Jenny Toombs, and I am the regional coordinator for the Provence and Côte d'Azur area.
Excellent. Angela?
Yes, hi, I'm Angela Martin. I'm regional manager for the southwest France area.
Excellent. And last but not least, Charlie.
Hi everyone, I'm Charlie and recruiting for the Paris and Bordeaux teams.
Excellent, thank you so much. So before I hand over to Joanna, I'm just going to go briefly through what it actually means to be an independent real estate agent in France. That's one of the questions that comes out quite frequently, and often from a lot of our international candidates, because obviously things run very differently in France than they do internationally. So just to give you an idea of what it means to be an independent real estate agent in France, it basically means that you are registered as a self-employed person. So it means running your own business. So with Leggett, that's running your own business under the Leggett banner. The difference is that you also have the advantage of all of the support that we offer you, and Joanna is going to go through that with you later on in the webinar, just to explain exactly how much support you get from us in head office. And that is really what sets us aside from so many of the other agencies. So listen to that, it's really, really key. We also have a formalities team within head office who are there to guide you through that process of registration. So please don't fear it. Sometimes France can seem a little bit daunting with regards to registration and paperwork, but we have a brilliant set of people within head office who can help you to do that. That's if you are already in France, of course. The advantages of this role, well, freedom and flexibility being the main one when you're self-employed. A lot of people move to France for that freedom and flexibility. They don't want to be governed by a 9 to 5. They want changes to their life. They want that work-life balance. And that's exactly what working as an agent for Leggett Immobilier offers you, that freedom, flexibility and work-life balance. Now, there are people who actually prefer to mix with people and to meet people, and if you're lucky enough to live near one of our agencies, then by all means you can pop into one of our agencies as a Leggett agent and use that to meet your clients and vendors. But other than that, it's basically home working, and that really is, particularly as I say, for our international candidates, our international agents, that really is a huge advantage. So home working. Some of the questions that are asked, well, how much can I earn as an agent? Well, how long is a piece of string? At the end of the day, as I said, this is a self-employed business. So how much do you want to earn? How much are you going to invest of yourself into running your business? And also, of course, it largely depends on what area you decide to move to in France. Properties in the Côte d'Azur or the Alps are of course much more expensive than they are in Normandy and Brittany. So it really depends. It depends where you put yourself and how much of yourself you invest into running your own business. So that's where your earnings come in. You basically have control and you manage your own earnings. There's also the opportunity to run a parallel business when you're self-employed. So it could be that you're buying a gîte business in France and you're thinking, well, that's fine, that'll do me, thank you very much. But while you're running that gîte business, don't forget that some of the people that are coming to stay with you are in France looking for properties. So what an advantage as an agent that gives you if you are running a gîte business and you are also an estate agent for Leggett Immobilier. It gives you that advantage. Also, being a real estate agent and you've got people wanting to come to France to visit properties, you have a gîte business, that's perfect. So you can see that there are parallel businesses. However, in saying that, majority of our agents start with a parallel business and then commit themselves solely to real estate because it really is a passion, and they become completely engrossed in that and earn a very good living that way. But there are loads of different ways that you can run your independent business, and of course we can go through that after the webinar when we're in contact. So those are just some of the advantages of this role. One of the biggest advantages, again, of running your own business and working for Leggett Immobilier is the support that we offer you in the field. So not only do you have your independent status and working for yourself and that autonomy, but also you have a whole team of agents around you and they are there to support you, camaraderie, cover if you're on holiday, if you decide to go on holiday. That's what working as part of a team is all about. You also have your area coordinator and coach. So a coach is there to give you day-to-day guidance, and the area coordinator is there for onboarding and integration. So you have a great team around you. So you have the benefit of actually being independent, but feeling like you're working for a very large supported company, which of course you are. And then we have our amazing regional coordinators who are here this evening, and I'm going to hand over to them very, very soon. But I just want to go through just quickly what we, Leggett Immobilier, are looking for in an agent. Basically, we're looking for professional people. This doesn't mean professional in the real estate industry. If you do have real estate experience, brilliant, come on board, not a problem. But even if you don't, whatever profession you were in or are currently in, that brings a certain set of skill sets that can be very easily adapted to becoming a real estate agent. So don't be put off if you don't have real estate experience. You definitely have skill sets and you definitely bring that to the organisation, so that's great. We do ask for you to have basic French language skills. Now, once you start being an agent, that will improve rapidly, but in the beginning, it is an advantage if you do actually have basic French language skills. So please, if you haven't yet moved to France, or you haven't, got your working visa, start practicing your French as best you can, because that really is key, no matter what area. Definitely in the cities, then obviously you will need to have quite a high level of French, or a good level of French speaking, but throughout France, you will need to be able to speak French to be able to negotiate with the notaires and the mairies. So crack on. If you haven't yet got your language skills, then please do set that in motion. We ask our agents to be passionate about France, passionate about property. We are all passionate about France and property, and I would say that probably you all are too, otherwise you wouldn't be living in France, or you wouldn't be looking to move to France, relocating. So that is obviously a criteria. We don't need shrinking violets. You have to be passionate, you have to be motivated, you have to be a people person, love networking. That is the main part of this role, is networking, getting out there, getting yourself known as the local Leggett agent, communicating with all the people. If you've got children, other parents, school teachers, with the mairie, with the notaire, all of this is networking. All of this is what's going to help you to build your business and become a very successful real estate agent in France. And we have nearly 700 successful real estate agents in France, but we do have room for more. So by all means, come on board. So that's basically what we're looking for: independent agents who work well on their own, but also work well as part of a team. Now, how do you do that? You have a huge amount of support from Leggett head office. And I'm now going to hand over to Joanna, who is going to explain to you not only what her own department, marketing, offer you, but also what the other supports are within head office in the Dordogne. So Jo, can I hand over to you, please?
Yes, thank you, Lorraine. Yes, welcome everybody. I'm really pleased that you've joined us this evening. Now, you may be a novice and not been in the real estate business before, or you may be a professional and looking to change companies. So what I'd like to go through very briefly is what makes us different and what makes us special. And if you are already working for someone else, you perhaps may want to change and have a new career path, or you may be a complete novice. It doesn't matter. And one of the reasons it doesn't matter is because of our training department. Now, we're actually a registered training department. We have a training centre. All of our agents, whether professional or novices, will go through the training process to show how Leggett works, in fact. And we go through legal training, photography training, how to make an Instagram video. We offer all sorts of training, and it starts before you would come on the training course, which is a 2-day course. You'd have some pre-training. If you're experienced, we have really good advanced training, which can help you move a step further. But the support that you get from Leggett is very, very different to any other agency, and that is what makes us so special. We have an open door policy, so you can come in and talk to marketing, you can come in and talk to your ACs, you can even speak to Trevor if you can get hold of him, if he's not on his travels. But it is an open door, and our training is fantastic, and our training team is brilliant. You also have to do a certain amount of training to hold your card, and we offer that training. A lot of it's free of charge throughout the year. You can join online, or you can come to head office, and we also attend many regional team meetings where we offer training at those team meetings as well, so you can stay on or come the day before, and we offer all aspects of training in real estate, and you can never be overtrained. I remember working myself in London. I went on every single training course. However experienced you are, you'll always learn something. The other things that we offer that perhaps other agencies don't, but is our call centre. We have a sales support team that when you're out on the road and you're busy mandating, or you're out with clients, we have someone to answer the phone and answer the email, so that somebody is always responded to. So if you have a mandate, a property online, someone inquires, there'll be someone there to take that call or to take take the email and answer. They'll also help build the itineraries for you. So if, for example, a client wanted to see 5 properties in 5 different areas, our sales support team will put that itinerary together for you, so you don't have to worry about calling other agents and setting up times, etc. Our sales support team will do that for you. We also have a mandates team that when you register a mandate, they will check it for you to make sure that it's legal, make sure all the information that you need is on our system, and so that when you come to the sale, it will just sail through. We also have a legal team. We have a compromis devant team and a legal team in-house that the minute you get an offer on a sale, they'll start working with you and the notaire. They can even draw up the compromis devant, which is, if for those that don't know, is the exchange of contracts. They'll work alongside you, the client and the notaire. And that's quite unique as well. Not all agencies offer that facility. So training, our training centre, our sales support team and our mandates team and our sales force, our sales managers and our area coordinators all offer support on a day-to-day basis. Then what I'm responsible for and our team is the marketing. Now, the marketing is huge. We cover international marketing, not just French marketing. 50% of our clients are French and the other 50% are international. And that's where we are really strong in comparison to any other agency in France. We spend over 1.5 million on marketing internationally and in France, from PR to TV, etc. And that offers you scope. So, you know, if you've got a property that you are selling and somebody from South Africa comes in, they're likely to come to us, A, because we have English speaking marketing, but we also have French marketing. I'm going to run through a couple of slides just to show you what we offer as marketing tools, because when you're out there in the field, not a lot of agencies will offer this, but we will offer support. We have Leggett branded generic marketing tools that will help you. And these are all free of charge to you. You don't pay for these. It's all part of the tools that we will give you. Avondra signs, as you can see there, you can have as many properties as you have, even baguette bags. And baguette bags really well. It's great brand awareness. If you've got a friend who's a boulangerie or your local boulangerie, you can take them in and give them to your boulangerie free of charge. We have guides, we have vendor guides. So to help you when you first start, you can go out. We have online digital versions. We have paper versions that you can sit down and talk with your vendor when you're taking on a mandate. We have buyer's guides. If somebody's unsure, they can send out a digital version. And with our marketing team, we're 14 people in marketing, and we are constantly updating and changing and moving with the market, which is really strong. And we have little things like pens and key rings, and we do other things that that you might be able to use when you're out on the road. Jonathan, would you mind changing to the next slide? Personalized marketing. Now, there's nothing better than personalized marketing, and if you go out in Europe, you'll always see photos of people on boards in Europe. We can provide all of these designs for you free of charge as well. So, for example, you see Andrew Gut there on a Avondra sign. We can provide designs for car stickers. We can provide flyers. We can provide all sorts of things for you that will help you when you're out there, because bearing in mind it's your business too, and you want to get your name known in your area. We have all sorts of facilities and all sorts of templates, etc., that you can use to put your own stamp on your own area. Jonathan, next one, thank you. Portals. Now, we advertise on over 50 portals internationally and in France. We do the general French ones like Le Bon Coin, Bien Ici, Se Loger, for example. But what that chart will show you is how strong our own websites are. Our websites have been going since 1998, and you will see that French estate agents and Leggett Immo, which are both our French and international websites, bring in more clients than any other portal that we advertise on. So that shows you the strength of our websites. And the other thing which I think will be very important in the future is when people are searching with AI, the portals don't have enough content, and we do. So we will come up in searches the more AI becomes prominent in when people are researching for properties. So again, all of this information is available to you in our vendor guide and obviously online. Jonathan, the next one, please. Now, this is a very, very important thing for us. Now, you may see other agencies that have branding, maybe it might be Sotheby's or affiliated with Christie's or Savills, or for whatever reason. We are lucky enough to have an exclusive partnership with Hamptons International. Now, the difference with Hamptons International to another high-end brand is Hamptons work like we do. They are a family. We are their extended family, both with high-end and low-end. Hamptons have over 1,600 shops in the UK, part of the Connells Group, and we are their exclusive partner for France. So anything that you see in a Hamptons window, it may be in Mayfair, it may be in the Strand, it may even be in South Africa, or it may even be in New York. They will all be Leggett properties from France. And our partnership with them is on a day-to-day basis. We talk to them daily. If you bring in a property that's, for example, in the Alps, they may bring in a 20 million and we want that to be exposed. Our Hamptons Group can expose that to all of the private members worldwide in the group. And there are over 45 of them at the moment. There's 150,000 properties worldwide, and we're part of that group. I could phone up, Heather could phone up, any of our team could phone up South Africa and say, we've got this property, and they will feature it in their window in South Africa. We have a huge amount of clients from worldwide that are buying in France, and that gives us the exposure that you won't get from any other agency. And the fact that our PR teams and our marketing team work really, really closely together all the time. We can be constantly promoting your properties. We have a collection prestige magazine, which is for the very high end. So we're not just a middle of the road agency. We can deal with clients that are huge. You know, we have people from royal families, for example, in other countries that we work directly with the private office team. But we're not just private office. We also cover the general marketing of all of our properties. And if you look on the Hamptons International website, you will see that every property in France, although it's branded as Hamptons International as part of our group, is actually a Leggett property. So we have a fantastic property portfolio with them and with ourselves, and the referral commissions are brilliant to be able to work with them. And all I would say is that Hamptons is an actual family of estate agents. It's not just a brand that we put a sticker on our website and say we're part of this. It's actually part of a team that really, really work well together. Jonathan, next slide. Our media presence. Now, because we've been around for such a long time, we don't have to go to journalists, they come to us. So if anything changes in the market and people want to comment, Trevor is featured on television an awful lot on the French television. Anything to do with market changes, anything that happens in the French property market, the press come to us. We're constantly featured on French television. We're featured in the French press an awful lot. You can see a little clip there of TF1. Internationally, we do a lot of TV. We're on a lot of TV shows. If you're British, you'll know A Place in the Sun, you'll know We Bought a Village, Escape to the Chateau, etc. They come to us and we supply clients, case studies, etc. And even our agents are featured quite a lot on TV as well. Our press coverage, we work with a lot of journalists internationally, in France and in the UK, and we are constantly being asked for content. We're constantly providing news stories, properties, etc. And we're really renowned for our speed in replying. If a journalist calls us, we're on the phone straight away and we supply a property within an hour. So our media presence is absolutely superb, and we're known for ourselves, not just the company. We're known as a brilliant company with a personal family feel. Jonathan, the next one. And finally, this is my last slide, but just to say we sponsor a lot of events and we go to a lot of exhibitions. For example, the one you see on the left, we take a huge stand at A Place in the Sun and the France show, which are both held in London every year. We speak to about 450 clients at each show. We feature properties on the back. So, you know, for your vendors, this is really important. You know, if you're working for an agency that maybe advertises on the Bon Coin or Se Loger, but they say, what else do? You know, we've got a huge opportunity for them to have their property promoted worldwide, and that our marketing is one of our biggest strengths apart from our support at head office. So it will really help you get the property sold. We do lots of local things. You can see in the bottom right hand corner That's at the Vintage Days, where we can provide pop-up stands for your team, for your agents. You can go along. We even do those in supermarkets. We do high-end events. We just recently done one with Hamptons International's private office with all the top agents from around the world that we hosted at the Circuit de Ramparts, which we also sponsor every year in Cognac. So marketing is always an open door. No idea is a bad idea. We love talking to our agents. We love our agents coming into us and say, hey, how about this? And we work with every idea. And honestly, you know, I was an agent for 10 years before I was the marketing director, and I absolutely love the job. No experience, but I've absolutely loved it. It's one of the best jobs I've had in my career, and I would really love to welcome you all to come and join us. And now I think I'll hand back to Lorraine.
Thank you so much, Jo. I think that you've given a definite support Leggett International offer their agents, and obviously our agents take advantage of that every day, and that's what helps them to be so successful. So thank you so much, really interesting, and we're all just a little bit excited about the Hamptons partnership. It is fairly new, but we do know that that is going to bring an awful lot of business to us and to our agents and their businesses as well. So a very key move forward for us and that. So thank you for sharing that with us. I'm now going to ask Johnny to play a short video so you can meet some of our agents before I hand over to our regional coordinators. So Johnny, if you could just pop that video up for us, please.
I joined Leggett 6 years ago.
They are over 6 years now.
So I've been in Leggett for about 5 years, I think. Originally worked in hotels.
I actually came from a business background. Je suis issue d'une famille de restaurateurs.
We have a very good head office support.
On a une grosse structure derrière nous.
You master of your own destiny.
Et j'avance dans ce que j'aime, donc c'est génial.
Put the effort in, you get the reward, that's for sure.
The more you put in, the more you get out, so it's growing all the time. It's a lot of work, but a huge amount of reward.
If you're an American like me and you had the dream of coming to France, Leggett is there to help you.
On est debout tôt et on fait des longues journées, mais c'est moins fatigant que les vies professionnelles qu'on avait auparavant.
I really enjoy the time that I spend with my clients.
Going back to when I started, the training I was very impressed by. We have a very good head office support.
The company want you to grow and allow you to grow.
And we really do offer bespoke services when it comes to searching for properties.
Very much the heart of Leggett Immobilier is that we are local agents.
Over 2 decades of experience with 700 agents throughout the entire country of France.
Je cherchais vraiment quelque chose où je pourrais travailler depuis la maison pour être disponible pour les enfants à la fin de la journée scolaire.
Make people happy and achieve what they want to achieve, find the right property.
You don't have to have gone through the studies and the process to become a successful property agent.
We also have been voted 7 years in a row the best agency in France.
And we all love and have passion for houses.
You can be a coach or you can be the head of a whole area, region.
So we have an online learning platform, but we also have training in terms of photography, in terms of how to write descriptions, how to put forward a client when we're doing our first viewings, especially in terms of doing property estimations when we're looking to put a property onto the market.
That's what makes it a dynamic company. That's why I'm with Leggett. That's why I'm with Leggett.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Johnny, for playing that. So that just gives you an idea of some of the agents that currently work for Leggett and their reasons behind that. So that was a nice little break for you. I'm now going to hand you over to the first of our regional coordinators. I'm going to hand you over to Heather.
Thank you, Lorraine. That's great. I think I might actually join Leggett after hearing all of that and seeing that video. So I hope you've got a place for me somewhere. So I'm the regional manager for the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and Haute-Alpes, which is a huge area. I also run the high net worth agent group and work with head office to generate quality business for the agents through private office, Hamptons International, and all sorts of different things that we do all together to create a fantastic working environment and get the leads that our agents need. So I think I've got feedback somewhere from someone, so I don't know if people can mute while I'm talking. I don't know if you can hear that. The region that I run is world famous. So we've got world famous ski areas. We've got world famous ski resorts like Courchevel, Val d'Isère, Chamonix, Saint-Martin de Belleville, Megève. We've got France's biggest and most beautiful lakes. We've got Lac d'Annecy, we've got Lac de Bourget, and we also share Lake Geneva with Switzerland, with Geneva. So my favourite is Aix-les-Bains, Lac de Bourget, because it's absolutely wild and beautiful, and I'm sure you all know that Queen Victoria used to come and take her baths there. From a point of view of cities, we've got Lyon, which is the second largest city in France, second in France for commercial growth. It's got an airport there, and it's the gastronomic capital as well. We've got Grenoble, which is the French Silicon Valley. It's a brilliant university there. It's an innovation and research hub, also an airport. And Annecy is also a city, most known for its beautiful city, which is medieval and also called Little Venice because it sits on a lot of little rivers. So those are just some of the things that we have in our area, but we also have vineyards, chateaux, valleys, farms, apartments, normal houses, residences, absolutely everything here. This is one of France's most dynamic regions. It represents about 14% of France's GDP, which actually puts about 300 billion euros in the pot each year. And we get about 80 million visitors to this area for tourism and various other things. And we're actually second only to Paris, Île-de-France economically. And the whole area is driven by tourism, innovation, and international business. Now, Geneva is in Switzerland, but it adds hugely to that. So just over the border from us, we have NGOs, embassies, international companies, and many of those people choose to live in France, and that drives wealth across the border. So we have a strong cross-border market. There's also the airport there, which brings people in from all around the world as well. So there's huge amount of wealth around the lake there, in the ski resorts and in the cities. We're also bordered by Switzerland and Italy, which is very, very international. We're multilingual, we're diverse. We've got people from all around the world here. Now, why do I highlight this? It means that the diversity drives the economy. It keeps property prices very stable in difficult times and drives them when times are good. So if there is a crisis, a financial crisis or otherwise, we're the last to be affected and the first to be recovered. It's a great place to invest and therefore a great place to work in real estate. So now I have been with Leggett for 18 years and many of my team, my agents, 10 years, and indeed one of them also 18 years. So we're a very tight team. There's 65 of us and growing all the time. Once again, we are diverse. If you came to one of our regional meetings and looked around the room, you would see different ages, different nationalities, different personalities, different backgrounds. It's part of why Leggett is so successful, because we do trust our agents to bring the best of themselves to the business. Very much the culture in my team, and I think probably in every team, is sharing, support, and we celebrate each other's success. And actually, we really, really enjoy our work. So I very much believe that we work to live and not live to work. And this job really, really affords that. We have freedom, we have flexibility, and we can take pride in our own work. Of course, if a client is only here for 2 days more and we've got to show them around some properties, we have to jump to it. But outside of those things, we are very free to plan our own lives. And that is really, really a huge benefit to us all. So the guiding value for me and for my team, and I know for the whole of Leggett, is that we try and treat people better than we would like to be treated. So we're honest, we're transparent, we're decent, we're solution-based, and we work with our clients. We're consultancy. And that has really, really fed our huge success and our huge growth. So once again, Joe's already said this, I'm just going to stress it because it's very important for us to all realise, for you to all realise, that if you bring a property to Leggett, Leggett just puts it out all around the world and delivers buyers to your computer. It's an incredible machine. It's very efficient and very effective. And what you bring is drive, effort, determination, tenacity, go for it, bit of courage. And I always say to people, just really enjoy yourself, get out there, have fun, connect to people, tell people, hey, I've just joined Leggett and I'm really excited. Do you have any properties? It's really that simple, but you just got to do it. So Leggett, as you've already heard, provides that structure, that brand, that marketing reach, but the success is down to you. And if you're self-motivated, you love meeting people and all of those things we've already said, you will be a great fit for Leggett Immobilier. Behind the fact that it's you that drives your own success, we have excellent training, wonderful coaches. Not only are they great coaches, but they're jolly nice people as well. We have great area managers and great regional coordinators. I mean, look at us all, aren't we all lovely? So it's a very, very supportive culture. And once again, I'll just remind you that success is down to you. So I'm very, very proud to be part of Leggett Immobilier and have been for 18 years, and my whole team is the same. And within my team, whether your passion is for ski chalets, lakeside villas, vineyards, chateaus, city apartments, normal properties, whatever it is, wherever you live here, there will be a niche for you. So if you're in France and you're looking for a new career, then, or if you're already in Immobilier, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to welcome you to the Alps team. And therefore, I look forward to speaking to you soon. And thank you very much indeed for listening to me. And I'll now hand back to Lorraine.
Thank you so much, Heather. That was brilliant. A real great informative introduction into the wonderful Alps team. All of our teams are wonderful. But I'm going to hand over, we're going to zip up to the top of the country now. I'm going to hand you over to Juliet. Juliet, please.
Hello. I'm sorry about that. Thanks, Lorraine. Yes, I'm up in the northwest, so I'm the opposite end of the country to Heather. And I describe my region as AAA kind of rated. So my 3 A's are attractive, accessible, and affordable. When I talk about the northwest, it actually is Normandy, which is countryside, equestrian heritage, a lot of history, both ancient in that William the Conqueror was born there, and also sadly more recent in terms of world wars that have been conducted in that area. But very rich in kind of history. So that's Normandy. And then we've got Brittany, which has kilometres of coastline, beautiful, stunning, rugged coastline, which brings in a lot of good seafood, which is excellent. There's a strong Celtic culture, and of course, tourism in both of those areas, Normandy and Brittany. Again, like Heather was saying, a lot of France's economy is built on tourism, but we tend to be very strong in those areas because international buyers and international clients will pull in more international clients. That's just the economics of the situation. So Normandy, Brittany, then we have the Loire Valley. Now the Loire Valley is all about picturesque chateau, vineyards, the two full stone villages, which are so attractive, and a really healthy secondary home market there as well. Poitou-Charentes is the golden beaches at the Atlantic coast. Cognac, as Joe was mentioning, we've got strong links there, it being in the Charente where Leggett started out. And countryside, La Rochelle, the Ile. I mean, there's so much rich diversity. It's quite incredible. And last but not least is the Vienne, which represents the pure French countryside. It's green, it's peaceful, there are charming villages. It really is the quintessential French rural charm in the Vienne. So that's just a really quick snapshot of why attractive is a word that I apply to our region. The second A was accessible. Now, without naming them all, the TGV connects many towns with Paris in the northwest, Brest, Poitiers, Angoulême. I mean, we've got TGV connections with Paris, and when you're connected with Paris, you're connected with the world from France. So that really means that Parisians provide a large part of our market, and that's both for secondary homes but also for permanent homes. 2 hours is for them a weekly commute. It's possible for them to do, so we get a lot of permanent Parisians wanting to live in our area. There are other regional airports which provide good infrastructure as well. So we're very well connected with Europe and the world at large. There's also the ferry from the UK to both Normandy and Brittany, which provides a good connection. And most of our major markets, major European markets like Belgium, Holland and the UK, they can really get to the northwest region within a very easy day's drive, which makes it more accessible, than a lot of other areas. My last A was affordable. So this area is still very affordable. There are areas of Normandy and Mayenne where you can still get a stone cottage for less than 100,000 euros. Family homes in the Deux Sèvres or the Vienne are so much better value than the properties that these international clients may be selling where they're coming from. So it does represent really good value for money. And even the historically more expensive coastal areas like Charente-Maritime and the Brittany coastal areas where they are historically more expensive, there's an awful lot of very ingrained French families that have properties there, and therefore they come on the market very often. When they do, there's a good demand for them. But even then, they're still better value for money than our lovely south coast, which Jenny will talk to you about later, that tends to be, that bit more expensive, given it's got that bit more sunshine. But anyway, still coastal. So there you go, there's my 3 A's. That gives you an idea of why the area is so strong. And what it represents is a really strong long-term opportunity. So the mild oceanic climate, the rolling countryside, the breathtaking coast, the diversity that it brings makes it a comfortable all year round destination. And as buying trends change and people's lifestyle changes, it's becoming more interesting for climatic refugees, people who may want a more balanced climate to live their lives in. So that has made the Northwest a great opportunity for today, but also into the future. It's going to be much less affected by global changes, economic and climatic. So that's the opportunity that the Northwest presents for you. And for you guys, for agents, we're talking about your opportunity. Leggett is well established in these areas. We already have a lot of agents. I look after in the Northwest about 190 agents, so it's well covered, but there's still room for more. There are areas where we are looking for agents and experienced agents who may want to build their business, as Heather was saying, with hard work and dedication, but they then can develop a team around them, if they've got a bit of experience, will develop their experience quickly. So what Leggett provides is a career path, which I think I've been in a couple of other agencies, and I think that's quite unique to have a real career path where you can progress and mentor and develop other people and not just be in the sales environment all the time. You can be a trainer. We support new agents, as Heather and Joe said. We've got a fantastic training department, but we also have a clear career path for experienced agents, which is something that I certainly would love. If there are any of you out there that want to talk to me about your career path, having had already some real estate experience, that would be great. And in terms of the career path, I started as an agent with Leggett 10 years ago now, and I progressed to a coach. I then went into the training department. I was regional trainer. And then I'm now regional manager for the northwest of France. So it just goes to show that with a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck, you know, the world is your oyster. You can go as far as you like. And what's great about that, personally, is that Leggett is very inclusive. It plays to people's strengths. As Heather said, the sales force is very diverse, and everybody is welcome. If you've got strengths, we play to them. If you've got weaknesses, we balance them. There is a sharing, caring culture across all the teams, which means that everyone can succeed. You know, no one gets left behind. And you can be as involved as you want, but you will never be micromanaged. And I think that's a real plus for Leggett Immobilier as far as I can see. So, yeah, new inexperienced agents, you've got the experience of life, you will have a skill set to offer us. Very welcome. Experienced agents, I think that you will find that you make a good move, and we've got the capacity to make sure that everyone succeeds. And I'd very much like to talk to you for the Northwest region. So there you go. If you've got any questions or want to contact us afterwards, very pleased to hear from you all.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Juliette. I'm going to quickly hand over to Angela. I am conscious of time and I want all our RCs to have their moment. So Angela, over to you, please. Can't hear you, Angela. Are you muted?
I was muted, sorry. Yes, I will go more quickly because being further down the list means that a lot has already been said by my colleagues, my friends and colleagues. I look after the southwest of France, which is a vast area. We have about 250 agents in the region, and we cover 25 of the French departments. The team is split into 8 teams. Each one has their area coordinator, and I'll just scoot down the departments that we cover. In the center, we've got Haute-Vienne, Charente, Puy-de-Dôme, the west of the Saône-et-Loire, Nièvre, Cher, Creuse, Indre, and the Côte d'Or, which this is our biggest team in France, the center team. It covers a vast area. The Périgord Noir team, in fact, contrary to its name, isn't just the Périgord Noir. It covers the whole of the east of the Dordogne, the Corrèze, and the north of the Lot. The Saint-Emilion team, again, is not about Saint-Emilion alone. It's the other half of the Dordogne, the west. The Gironde, with the exception of the Bordeaux city region, and the Lot-et-Garonne. Then we go to Quercy-Blanc, which looks after the rest of the Lot, the Tarn and Garonne, and the north of the Haute-Garonne. The Occitanie-Carcassonne team cover the Tarn, the Aude, and the Ariège. Hérault is Hérault, and the Pyrénées-Orientales is Pyrénées-Orientales. Then the last, but by no means least, the Midi-Pyrénées covers the Pyrénées-Atlantiques, the Landes, south of the Haute-Garonne, the Hautes-Pyrénées, and the Gers. Now, this is an incredible area. It's got a bit of everything in France. One of the reasons we love it so much. We have 2 mountain ranges in the Massif Central and the Pyrénées. We've got a little snippet of Mediterranean coast. We have Atlantic coast, countryside filled with farms, chateaux, vineyards, lakes, equestrian. You want it, we've got the lot here. There's no doubt about it. Served by 2 major airports in Bordeaux and Toulouse, but of course there is a huge smattering of the smaller international airports that you will all know and be using already, I'm sure. It's a centre of gastronomy, as the whole of France is, but the southwest is known for particularly its duck, but there is a lot of gastronomy here, huge history. The Templars roamed from this area. We also are now talking about, sorry, I was going to say, I echo everything that Heather has said about wanting to work with you all. Our friendly family approach to work. French, as has been mentioned, is an important aspect. We have to be able to speak a little bit of French, but fear not, if you don't speak French very well yet, teamwork is a key to working at Leggett Immobilier. And if your French is weak, we will find you a colleague to work with, to partner with, who will help cover you and give you some reality and to the clients that we have this structure, this bilingual structure. Everybody in the head office team is bilingual already, and they're all there to help you. We sitting around this screen are all bilingual. The ACs are as well. You have a great support network with your colleagues. And I am going to stop there because I know Lorraine is keen to move on to the next one, but I would be delighted to talk to any of you at any time. I will come and meet you if it's possible. So don't hesitate. We'd love to see you in the Southwest.
Thank you so much, Angela. And quickly over to Jenny, please. The Côte d'Azur.
Okay, I'll make this short for everybody. Okay, so I've worked with Leggett for 12 years. A similar career path to Juliette. So started as an agent, became a coach, an AC, went into the training department, and I'm now a regional coordinator for the Côte d'Azur and the Provence team. We've got 40 agents across the 2 teams, including 2 ACs, myself and Juliette Borg, and then we've got 5 coaches within those teams. We cover a vast area like everybody else. So we go from the Italian border. So the Côte d'Azur team, does the Italian border, so Menton, to just the other side of Toulon, between Toulon and Marseille. And then we go inland to the Gorge du Verdon and the area behind Nice. So a big area there. And then the Provence team, they join us from the Marseille area over to Nîmes and then up towards Valence. So two really big areas. Lots of space for agents, as 40 agents can nowhere near cover that kind of area. We're really lucky in that we have 2 agencies. Each of the teams has an agency within it. So there is one in Nice, central Nice, Place Messina, and then we have an office in the centre of Avignon as well. So a great place to meet clients, for agents to do training together. We're very lucky, we know that. Like all the RCs, I think we have one of the best areas in France. Firstly, because we do have over 300 days of sunshine, and it's been beautiful today. But we also have the mild winters, the warm summers, the breezes, because we're slightly on the coast. I think, like a couple of others have mentioned, we do have a little bit of everything here. So in Provence, you have the big, beautiful estates. As you move over into the Côte d'Azur, we obviously have the high-end modern villas, but we also have small family homes, which are very reasonably priced. A couple of €100,000 is a very well-priced house in the Côte d'Azur. And then we have coastal apartments, which can vary massively in price from a couple of €100,000 up to 10, 20 million euros. So lots of different types of properties. And the agents, some agents work just specifically in certain properties and others do a little bit of everything. On top of that, we also which I think is maybe a little bit more unique to our team. Maybe Heather's team does it a little bit as well. We work a lot with partners and also developers for off-plan properties. But the reason that's interesting is for a new agent joining us, it's a way of sort of boosting the portfolio quite quickly to sort of get themselves started. So you can work with a partner d'une délégation de mandat to boost your portfolio. Accessibility, a couple of the other RCs have touched on that. So we do have 2 large airports here, obviously Nice and Marseille being the main ones. There are a couple of smaller ones as well. But it's also a cosmopolitan international area. It's what it's known for. We've got a huge amount of international residents living here permanently. We have international schools. But like Joe mentioned earlier about how we're very hybrid, the company, 50% are French, 50% are international. That very much applies to our area. So we have a huge proportion of both our vendors and our buyers are international. Obviously, the big part being British, but we have a lot of American clients, a lot of Scandinavian, Northern Europe clients that come to the area. It's hugely popular. So there's, as we mentioned, everyone does need to speak some French, but we do have agents who buddy up. So when their French isn't quite so strong, they might work alongside a French agent whose English is not so strong to pick up on both of those strengths. So there is opportunities, and we've had agents join the company whose French wasn't that great and then have done really well because they've thrown themselves into the job and picked up French as they've gone along. So it is definitely possible. Just to give you a little bit of information about the team very quickly, we've got a great atmosphere within the team. That's one thing I would say. The team spirit's really positive. We have a lot of meetings, obviously online, in person, because we have the office, which is great. But we run a lot of sort of WhatsApp Teams groups, so we're always chatting to each other, always sharing properties, sharing ideas, sharing clients. And as Heather said, we genuinely want each other to succeed. But I think most importantly, we're really committed to raising the profile of Leggett within the area. So that's, I think, really important to us, and we would love to have more people come and join us and be able to do that with us. So I'd be really happy to speak to anyone who's interested in coming to the Côte d'Azur Provence.
Excellent, thank you so much, Jenny. And on to Charlie, please.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm recruiting for Paris and Bordeaux and other smaller cities. I think the idea is we want you to come and join us. We have, as everyone has said, we've got a great offer. We've got the offer to go out and get exclusive mandates. The job itself is all about taking mandates, obviously at the right price on an exclusive, and we'll sell the properties. So you can come and join us and make a very good living. Paris, we've got an office currently. We're opening another office. They're very central offices. They're good support to meet your vendors, potentially introduce the brand. Some vendors are more reassured when they hear about a physical address. But the main thing, the job is about being on the ground, networking, meeting vendors, prospection, and that's the idea, getting on as many mandates as possible. We've got the offer to go on and do this. So if you're in Paris, Bordeaux, or nearby, get in touch with us. We're completely hybrid, everyone said that, but I think that we were very international even 5-10 years ago, but today all our properties go on all the French portals. Se Loger, Le Bon Coin, so you can get the properties, speak to the vendors, market the properties, and we'll sell them with you. So I think that's the idea. Yeah, Bordeaux, Paris, both our offices are prime location. You can use them as much as you like. We're flexible, but the job itself is on the ground, getting mandates, getting properties. As Lorraine said, you don't need the experience. All our best agents have one thing in common, and that's motivation. Obviously, if you're bilingual, if you've done estate agencies in other countries, it's a plus, but it's all about motivation. That's the most important card. And if you are ready to come on and you want to smash it, earn money, you can with us. That's the idea.
Excellent. Thank you, Charlie. I think you've wrapped up the presentations beautifully there with the final word. I have answered some of the questions. We're against the clock, but I have answered some of the questions online. I have the other questions with me, and I'm going to respond to those. So anybody who has asked a question, you will definitely get an answer. What I'd like to do now is not only to thank all of our panelists and you out there as well for joining us this evening, but I would like to hand over to President Trevor Leggett, who is going to actually close the webinar for us with the final word. But thank you from all of us, and now over to Trevor. You're muted. Some might say that's good.
Yeah, no, sorry I couldn't answer any questions, but unfortunately I couldn't see them from where I am. But if you do have any questions, please send them to me or via Lorraine. I mean, as a choice of agent in France, I'm quite confident of our offer. I'd just like to say that obviously we probably pay a little bit more commission than most of our competitors in the same field, although that's not all of it. But we also offer, I think, probably the best all-round package for an agent. So I do think that we, you know, I really believe we've really worked to get the best offer available, and we've got 30 years of experience. So, you know, we've got a team of people here at head office who really know what they're doing. We've got a very strong legal team. Most of the directors have been in the business all their life. Even Charlie, who's quite young, has been with us for quite a long time. He was born in real estate, you know, so some of us, collectively, we've probably got 1,000 years experience. So, you know, if you're looking for someone to join, you're looking to join a real estate company, I don't think you're going to find a better choice. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say.
Thank you so much, Trevor. Thank you to everybody, and we will contact you all by email. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you.
Bye.